WWDC 2018 has officially kicked off with Tim Cook and company taking the stage today at Apple's annual keynote, where new versions of iOS, macOS, tvOS, and watchOS were announced. In this video, we're going to go over everything that Apple introduced at WWDC 2018. Starting off with iOS 12, Apple announced ARKit 2, which focuses on persistence and shared experiences, giving users the ability to save their AR experiences and pick up where they left off, or share them with friends for multiplayer adventures. Apple also introduced a new Measure app that lets you use augmented reality to measure real-world objects. Siri received some useful features with a new Shortcuts app, which lets users create shortcuts from any app that can help with various tasks throughout your day. As an example, if you're going on a trip and using Kayak to plan the trip, you can create a Kayak shortcut with a Siri keyword like travel plans. Then when you ask Siri to tell you about your travel plans, Siri will give you the Kayak info. You can also use shortcuts like these in tons of third-party applications, and for a wide range of tasks, with Apple providing a whole ton of pre-made shortcut options. Siri will use shortcuts to make more intelligent suggestions depending on the time of day and your usage habits. There's also a redesigned Stocks app that includes built-in Apple News info, and Stocks is also coming to the iPad. iBooks has been renamed to Apple Books, and the store has been given an overhaul. Photos has a new For You tab with a more robust search functionality, and for CarPlay users, you'll now be able to use third-party mapping apps like Google Maps or Waze. Digital health plays a major role in iOS 12 with the new Do Not Disturb features that can limit what users see during bedtime, and screen time monitoring to help users understand and manage the amount of time they're spending on their iOS devices. Parents can also set limits on the amount of time kids can use a particular app, and limit app usage to those that are educational or crucial, like the phone. Longtime iOS users will be happy to hear that iOS 12 brings group notifications, which is one way Apple is helping users better manage incoming data. Multiple new features are coming to Messages and FaceTime, with Apple introducing new Animojis, along with a new Memoji feature that lets you create an Animoji that looks just like you. Memoji can be used in Messages and in FaceTime, as can Animoji. Speaking of FaceTime, Apple is introducing group FaceTime for iOS and macOS, with up to 32 people being able to participate in a single FaceTime call, and can come and go at will. For Macs, Apple introduced macOS Mojave with a slew of new features, starting with my personal favorite, Dark Mode. The new optional Dark Mode lets users shift their desktop to a darkened color scheme that touches almost every part of the OS, including system preferences, messages, mail, maps, photos, calendar, and more. Developers will be happy to learn that the newest version of Xcode coming in Mojave also supports the new Dark Mode, and Apple is making an API available so developers can implement Dark Mode in their own apps. The new Desktop Stacks feature is designed to keep your desktop more organized. Stacks organizes messy desktops by automatically stacking files into neat groups based on file type. Users can also customize their stacks to sort based on other file attributes like date and tags. In addition, a new gallery view for Finder makes it easier to preview files visually, including images, video, presentations, spreadsheets, PDFs, and more. It also comes with a new Finder sidebar that offers media metadata and quick actions, which allows users to do things like create and password protect PDFs and run custom automator actions on files. Finder's Quick View has also been updated with new markup tools and will allow users to rotate and crop images, mark up PDFs, and trim video and audio clips without ever opening an app. A new redesigned Mac App Store will also make its way to Mojave with a new look and rich editorial content to help discovery. The new design also highlights new and updated applications in a Discover tab, while tabs for Create, Work, Play, and Develop aim to help users find apps for a specific project or purpose. macOS Mojave also introduces desktop versions of a number of iOS applications, including News, Stocks, Voice Memos, and Home. The apps were brought to macOS using iOS frameworks that have been adapted to macOS. Apple says that starting in late 2019, these additional frameworks will be available for developers to bring their own iOS apps to macOS. watchOS and tvOS are typically smaller updates, and this WWDC was no different. For watchOS, the major new feature, Walkie Talkie, lets users send push-to-talk messages, like an old-school Nextel phone, to each other from watch to watch. A new podcast app has also been added, and auto workout detection, another new feature, is a major quality of life improvement for those users who use their Apple Watch devices for fitness, because it'll auto start and stop workouts based on heart rate and other metrics. New interactive notifications and Siri suggestions in watchOS 5 allows users to perform specific actions from a notification without having to enter the app and Siri shortcuts. and suggestions for the Siri watch face have been optimized for third-party applications and can offer sports scores or commute time ahead of your drive home. Finally, in honor of Pride Month, a rainbow-colored watch band and watch face are now available for users starting today. tvOS 12 was a minor update focusing on Dolby Atmos support for Apple TV 4K owners. Apple has also improved single sign-on with zero sign-on, a new feature that will automatically sign into apps if you're connected to the internet provider who you use for cable. This is limited to Charter Spectrum in the US, but will expand eventually. Charter Spectrum users are also soon going to be able to replace their existing cable boxes with the Apple TV. For you screensaver fans, there are new aerial screensavers for the International Space Station, and there's a new option to see where an aerial screensaver was captured. What do you think of Apple's keynote and all of the new features that were announced today? Let us know in the comment section down below. Also, make sure to stay tuned to Mac Rumors because we're going to have additional videos covering all of the new features in iOS 12, macOS Mojave, and watchOS 5 later this week. This has been Dan with Mac Rumors. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.